At 20 years old, I boarded the bus. I wore my dungarees, black turtleneck, and the old grey raincoat I bought in Camden. My small suitcase, yellow and red plaid, held some drawing pencils, a notebook, illuminations, a few pieces of clothing, and pictures of my siblings. I was superstitious. Today was a Monday. I was born on a Monday. It was a good day to arrive in New York City. No one expected me. Everything awaited me.
Look at this. They really load it up, don't they?
Say bye.
Take 200.
I walk down the street, look at the concrete. I look at this ground. I wait for my feet to fall through the sound. Twirl me around the kitchen, Pinot Grigio for two. Love letters are written, live in a quaint little avenue. Candlelit apartment, everything sublime. I can't wait to meet you, my future love of mine. Tulips on the table, fingers intertwined. I'll smile and say
Hi friends, I hit the 100-page mark in Just Kids Big Buddy Smith, so I thought now was about the time to give you a little update about how I'm finding the book, why I intentionally picked it up. Hope you enjoy this little section. I feel like I've been on quite a journey with this book already. Obviously I've been reading it for quite a while because I started it on my New York trip. I only read about 70 pages-ish on that, and then we're now on page 100. Now I've been home for a little while. So I originally picked this book up based on people's recommendations. I love music and I love music memoirs, and that's what I felt like I was going to be getting from this book. But I thought it'd be a lot more about like a coming of age story, her moving to New York, that kind of thing. But I feel like it is much more focused on this relationship, which is a slight disappointment. I feel like this book started on a really, really good note, discovering something really special. I had heard so many good things about this book through people recommending it to me. Hitting the 100-page mark, I feel like it's just slowed down a little bit. A lot of the complaints about this book are the fact that Patti Smith is a name dropper, constantly talking about people all over the place. I actually really like underlining people's names whenever they're mentioned. I don't know, the idea that I could read something in the future that might be relevant to these people and I could find their name again featured in this book. I just like that, but it means that the entire book is being made up of these like black underlines because she's just constantly mentioning people all over the place. And sometimes this is a little bit overwhelming, and if you're not keeping up with it, then I feel like it can just be these random names that are thrown all over the place. These are people who we are kind of expected to know or to care about. Sometimes, you know, like hearing about Salvador Dali or Bob Dylan is like really impressive and amazing. Hearing about these people who you're not familiar with is slightly less so. I'm finding that actually this book is not reading in a very like personal way. There's no humour also in it, and I feel like that's lacking from it because that's something that I feel like a memoir kind of needs. Even if you don't have much of a sense of humour, I feel like you can kind of poke fun at yourself, your past self particularly. But yeah, there are a couple of things I'm relating to. There's some nice quotes. Overall, I feel like I'm just like in a little bit of like a dip, and the book is not really kind of progressing much. I feel like I've just been reading the same stuff and I'm really taking a long time to get through this, which is kind of funny. It does make a lot of sense to me that this book is Blood by Joan Didion. She said it's so honest and pure as to count as a true rapture. Didion's work is very dry, and that's something that I've found kind of difficult with her work, particularly because it's so impersonal. And I feel like I'm also finding that with Just Kids as well, which is not what I thought I would be going into this book finding. Like I said, it's also really not about the music journey. I feel like we're not going to get that till the very end, if anything, because there's so much of this book is about Patti and Robert living very kind of frugally as like struggling artists, but it's written in much more of a real documentation than like a romanticized way. When I've heard that lots of people say that this book romanticizes the artist's life, I feel like it doesn't. But yeah, that's my thoughts so far. Kind of started at like a 5 and then it's kind of dropped, and I feel like now it's currently sitting at probably like 3 if I had to rate it on like my current feels. Who knows, that might pick up towards the end. It was however so beautiful reading. Am I really zoomed in? I am. It was really beautiful reading about things in New York as I was personally experiencing them. So things like going to the diner. I went to the diner a couple of times. Just various streets that are mentioned. Washington Square Park. I believe there's a photo later on in the book that's about the what is it called? Let me try and find it. Yeah, there's a photograph of Patti and Robert on the Long Island Railroad, which is actually the train that I took both on the way into New York and out of New York on the way to the airport.
These days I don't recognize myself. These days I wish I was someone else. I've been setting myself on fire to keep you warm. Setting myself on fire so our sparks don't die. Don't get too close, just close enough to feel the heat. Breathe in the smoke, just don't burn yourself on me. Don't burn yourself on me. Now and then I wish I could just forget. Now and then I wish we never met. I've been setting myself on fire to keep you warm. Setting myself on fire so our sparks don't die. Don't get too close, just close enough to feel the heat. Breathe in the smoke, just don't burn yourself on me. Don't burn yourself on me.
I just finished my book and it's so sad. I was sitting here sobbing. Thank you.
Setting myself on fire so our sparks don't die. Don't get too close, just close enough to feel the heat. Breathe in the smoke,
Okay, so a couple of days ago I finished Just Kids by Patti Smith. Did I finish the book or did the book finish me? I feel like kind of uninterestingly my thoughts about the book kind of didn't change that much throughout the last kind of like 100 pages. So it's just the same idea, the fact that it was really super engaging, felt like a new favourite book, then really slowed down as we read through the majority of it. And then the last bit was very, very emotional, as you would have seen, but it also didn't make up for the monotony of the middle of it. I think that's the main thing, is like I was kind of going between a 3.5 or a 4-star rating, and I was like, does the ending change how I felt about the rest of the book? And I came to the conclusion that no, it didn't. So I gave this book a 3.5-star rating. Partially that is because I think that overall it was not the most enjoyable thing to be reading, just because like I said, it was like pretty monotonous, just dragged. It also is deceivingly long because it is such a short looking little book, but then the font is really small, so I just felt like I was in this for too long. But having said that, there were some concepts that kind of lingered with me, and I'm glad that I read this book. And we definitely did focus a lot more on the music side of it towards the end, which is something that I felt like was missing earlier on throughout the read. So I think this book deserves, you know, like higher than like a 2.5. I don't think it's like that special to grant a 4.5 or a 5-star rating, and I don't think it's even a 4 because of my overall experience of reading it having been one that was a bit negative. Yeah, really sad because I wanted to love this so much, but still, like 3.5 stars to me is a good rating. 3 kind of means good for me, and then 3.5 is like really good. So I'm not, I don't know, I was gonna say I'm not disappointed in what I rated it, but I'm not disappointed in my kind of overall outcome from the book. But I feel like I am disappointed in the fact that this wasn't like a 5-star read, like a new book, favorite book of all time, because I think it was definitely kind of on track for that towards the beginning. And also I had so many recommendations from people that told me that I was gonna love it, but you can't win everything. I'm definitely interested in reading more of Patti Smith's work. I'm particularly interested in M Train because I feel like that might be more, you know, like about the vibe. So I feel like this book was very heavily focused on her relationship with Robert Mapplethorpe and less so on the music side of it, and I think that's the reason why I kind of went into this with the wrong expectations. If you're really passionate about Patti Smith, you'll love this. If you are passionate about Robert Mapplethorpe, you'll love this. But also if you are interested in just like a really complicated, close, super close friendship, turn relationship, turn friendship, then you will appreciate this book, I feel. But for me, it just wasn't what I was kind of looking for and what I kind of went into it thinking I was going to get. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had so much fun filming this process, and I'm really glad to have taken this book off my TBR because, like I said at the beginning, I've been in the middle of this. No, I've been meaning to pick this up for the longest time. Thank you for being here. Sending my love to you from here to wherever you may be in the world, and I'll see you very, very soon in a couple of days for another video. By the way, I did want to say that I'm really keen on doing more videos like this, so if you enjoyed this kind of content, then please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up to let me know, and yeah, bye bye.